Hi folks, I'm Melhorn, and in this video I'm going to show you how I find fish on a lake I haven't been on in several months. So yeah, I hadn't been on this lake and fished for catfish in 2 months, 3 months. It's probably 3 months now, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know what's going on with the fish. I don't know where they're at, what they're doing. Water temperature's down to around 52 degrees. Pretty cool for this time of the year in December. So what I'm doing is basically riding the lake and looking, trying to get an idea where fish are, what's going on with the bait, where that stuff's holding at. And from there, figuring out where I can fish. Now I can go out here and just fish blind, fish on my logbook from previous years, and that may or may not work. But you can save yourself a lot of time and frustration and heartache if you get out here and do a little bit of riding, find out where the bait's at, find out where you're seeing arches, find out where you're seeing stuff congregating. What it looks like we got here is a bunch of cormorants, which are diving water birds. They're down, looks like on some bait, pushing it up to the top. And then we've got these gulls coming in. So just curious how much bait is over this close to the bank. This is always an area that holds them for some reason. So I'm gonna ride through here to see what's in here. Yeah, sometimes it's the cormorants pushing bait up. Sometimes it's schools of perch. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes the perch come in and push stuff up toward the top, and the cormorants see that. They move in to feed, and then the gulls are quick to follow. There's the old saying, find the birds, find the fish. And it's not so much that catfish are feeding and pushing bait to the top as much as it is there's perch, bass that are in here feeding, pushing bait to the top. Cormorants and gulls are feeding on that, and the catfish are feeding on those fish that are pushing the stuff up. So it's kind of a cycle of life food chain here, a little food pyramid going on from the apex predator down to the meal. So what my game plan is now, I really haven't seen anything that I've liked around the river channel. I'm in the upper reaches of this reservoir. I'm going to try some creeks. I'm going to try a couple of these creeks just to see if there's any fish pulled into them. It can be somewhat counterintuitive. You would think that these catfish should be pulled towards some deeper, stable water. And some of the bait we've seen was dead on the bottom out there in the middle of the river channel, and that may be what's happening. But I'm going to take a look at the creek just to eliminate that, or figure out if that's the place where I actually need to start fishing. You know, don't be afraid to burn some gas. Now you can go drop the boat in and just start fishing. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just trying to take a little more of a, I don't know, plan of attack. Eliminate some water, eliminate some frustration, and try to get on some fish fairly quickly. And that really, you have to burn some gas and do some looking into. You kind of get a feel for what's going on. If you're out here, you know, a couple times a week, you know, throughout the year, it's a lot easier to keep up with what's going on with the fish. Sometimes the boats will tell you where they're at. Honestly, there's a lot of these places. This creek I'm pulling into, there's a major road that goes across it. It's a community hole. I ride across this bridge, and you can see if boats are hanging out here in the morning and the afternoon to know what's going on. That's a, you know, you can get a lot of intelligence from that. But sometimes you just have to get out and do some riding and do some looking to build up some confidence in exactly what's going on the lake. Jeff Manning told me about this. It's a sunken boat out here, and you can really see it good on the side scan. Oh, I came right on top of it. You can't really see it good. That's the back of it. I'm going to try making a turn where you can see it better. That's the thing with this side scan on finding stuff on the bottom. Depends on how you hit it and how close you are to it. Really has a lot to do with how good the picture's going to be that you're going to see. Yep, there it is. See it right there. Now before I put some baits in the water and started fishing, there was one piece of water I wanted to go check out. Alright guys, just to satisfy my curiosity, I rode into the back of a creek. I'm sitting in about 8 feet of water. This is the last little part where it's still passable before it gets into the narrow, pinched off creek part where all the duck hunters end up going. Just having a look around to see what's back here. Water temperature's about 2 degrees cooler back here. And I noticed up ahead, I see some birds sitting on the stump up there sticking out of the water. So Don't know exactly what that means. There could be fish in here. I don't know. I am not seeing much at all on the side scan or the sonar. It's one place where side scan really comes in handy is in this shallow water, as you're looking at such a small area, only about 2 feet underneath the boat here. And side scan allows you to look out both sides of the boat, see if you got schools of bait out there anywhere. And I'm not seeing any. I'm not really seeing much anything that gives me any confidence fish back here.
Well, with the shallow water out of the running, I decided to go put some bait in the water and see if I could catch some fish.
All right, folks, I made a plan. I've got a southwest wind. I didn't see anything in the backs of the creeks I like. Pretty much everything I saw was from the river channel into the wider part of the mouth of the creek. So what I did was, got a creek I can drift out of. So I'm going to basically set up a drift here, drift the mouth of this creek. It'll take me out across the flat to the river channel. I'm going to see if any of that works. This should be a good little gauge, good little test drift just to see what's working. All right, guys, started a little pull here, getting toward the mouth. Got hooked up on one. First time I've been hooked up on a catfish in several months. Any of you new guys, new to the channel, fishing 30-pound Andy line, 6500 C3 reel, and a big cat fever rod. All of this stuff available on Dieter Melhorn Fishing under my gear section. You can actually go on there and buy this stuff through an Amazon affiliate account that I've got. Except for the big cat fever rod, you got to get that from them. Hooker's Terminal Tackle is supplying me with some hooks to try and use, and I love them. They basically look like the circle hooks I used to use. Cheaper, readily available. And it's helping out a local man in Tennessee. Pick a 12-pound fish up into the boat. There he is. Good fish. Wally blue. About 25 feet of water. Release him alive. Real quick setup here. Got this rod here going straight out the back. This one here is going straight out the back. And this monster rod holder right here is holding the rod that's out there on the planer board. Same setup on this side. Alright folks, we spent more time today eliminating where to fish than finding out where to fish. And that's how it goes sometimes doing this. I only had about 3 hours to get out here and do some looking around. Got one fish. Nice fish, but not a lot else. I've dragged down through here about a mile now and covered a pretty good variety of water. So I'm not real confident in this area of the lake. So I think we'll turn this into a 2-part series. Come back out here, try another little area, see if we can find some fish there.
All right, folks, as you can see, I didn't catch a lot of fish on this trip, but I eliminated a lot of water, scouted out a lot of places, and I'll have another video out that shows you the next day's trip and how I found fish. I appreciate you watching. I really do, folks. If you like the video, please hit subscribe. That way you'll be up to date on any new videos we have coming out. And also hit the little bell symbol up there. That way you'll be notified when the new videos are up. We look forward to seeing you on the water.